What's going on, future nurses? My name is Cordero. Thank you guys for tuning in to A Couple Nurses. If you're watching this video, it's because you want to score a high level on your 𝑇ES test. I took my 𝑇ES test about 2 years ago, scored exemplary on it, which was like an 84, scored in the 90th percentile of the country. So today I'm going to share with you guys my super secret strategy that helped me score at a high level on this test. And before we dive into the content, be sure you guys stay in tune to the very last 2 tips because they are the most important. I think they made the biggest difference in my strategies opposed to anybody else's. So before we get into the content, if you guys find any value with this, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for us. Any kind of comments or anything, leave them down at the bottom. Write Nurses Rock if you like this video. And just remember that our objective with this channel is to share with you guys tips and strategies that have helped us be successful while we're in nursing school. So let's go ahead and dive into the content. Alright, so before we actually get into the meat of the strategy that I used, you guys just need to know some general information about the 𝑇ES and what you can expect before you go into it. Alright, so it is a 170 multiple choice question test. They give you 209 minutes to finish it. So it's a pretty long test. So you definitely need to just have, be mentally prepared to be sitting there for a long time. Still, there's 4 components. You have a reading part, you have a math part, you have a science part, and you have an English language part. And it goes just in that order. So you're gonna complete your reading first before your math and so on. All right, so the reading has 53 questions. The math part has 36 questions. The science has another 53 questions, and then the English has 28. If you're trying to get a nursing school, you really need to understand your sciences, and you really need to understand your reading. So those are things we do all the time, which is reading questions and applying the science that we've learned in our A&Ps and stuff into the question. So there's just some general information that you guys know before we actually get into the strategy part. Okay, so now we'll talk about what you need to study and then how to actually apply that studying to do well on the ATI-TEAS. So what I used was the ATI material. ATI is the actual study center that's administering the test. Okay, so they actually administer the 𝑇ES test. So what I bought from them was the package. So what that included was the ATI study manual, which goes over each subject. And then it gives you online access to 2 tests, 2 150 question tests. Since the actual test is 170 questions, the online assessments are actually absolutely crucial for testing your knowledge. All right, so I'm gonna tell you guys how I studied and how I do a little bit different if I had to go back and take it again. So what I did was I purchased that, and before I even cracked open the ATI manual book, first I went over the first practice assessment. And the reason I did that is to see where my knowledge was, like how much do I know currently. And then, after you take your online assessment, you get feedback on, hey, this part of science is what you need to study more on, or hey, this reading comprehension section is what you need to study more on. So that way, when you go back to study, you're able to centralize and focus in more than just studying every single thing. You know where you're weak at. Does this make sense? Okay, so you'll do that, and then after you take that assessment, I only studied for a month. So I studied a subject a month, just depending on where I needed the most help. For science, I needed to study a little bit more than I needed math, because math is a strength for me, but it may be a little bit different for you. So, after I took my assessment, first week was math, second week was reading, third week was science, fourth week was English. Took my second assessment online, did a lot better, and that gave me a lot of confidence going into the test. Very, very essential to take those online assessments, okay? Now, if I had to go back and do it differently, I would download or I would buy what they have. It's called ATI 𝑇ES Secrets. And this is only $20. And then if you add along the assessments with that, then that's going to be probably about $70 that you'll spend. So instead of spending $120, you can actually end up spending about $70. Because what happened is I looked at the ATI study manual for the newer one they came out with, and the Amazon reviews are like 3 stars or something like that. But when I looked at this ATI 𝑇ES Secrets, it's like a 5-star rating, So if I had to go back and do it again, I would purchase that from Amazon, and then I would still get the assessments from ATI so I can test my knowledge and then get that boost of confidence before going into the actual exam. I'll leave links for all that stuff at the bottom for you guys. That's the key. That's the key is taking the assessment before you study. Take a month to study. That way you're going. You're getting used to, hey, like this is how I need to study because I'm about to be in a nursing school. You need to study every single day. Take your assessment again, do well, and then get started. Alright, so you guys got really the meat of how the strategy behind how to study. Now I know that there is a ton of science, so be sure to really understand the science. It's not going to leave you throughout your nursing career and through your nursing classes. Science is going to follow you, so really understand that and really hone in on that reading, guys. But those assessments that you took will definitely give you the information that you need. But like I told you guys, these last 2 bits of information I'm going to give you is what I think helped me excel on the test, you know, opposed to other people's strategies. So let's say you need to actually schedule your exam. So Google ATITs and it'll walk you through the steps to schedule your exam. Alright, so this is what you do. So say I have my test next Friday. Today's Friday, say I have my test next Friday. So today, what I would do is I would hop in my car and I would drive to the testing center at the same time that my test is the following Friday. So let's say my test is at 3 o'clock on Friday. I'm going to drive up there today at 3 o'clock, visualize myself driving, getting hyped up for the test. That way I can kind of see if there's any kind of traffic during that time of day, or you know, that way I don't get lost or anything like that. You want to be as stressless as possible when you're going into the test. You want to feel confident, like, I got this, you know what I mean? So I think that helped me a lot because I already knew where I was going. I already visualized myself going there, and what it takes like 30 minutes, you know what I mean? So that's absolutely key to doing well. The last thing you need to do is have a power breakfast. So make sure you get a great breakfast for memory. I'm definitely gonna be making a video for the foods that Monica and I eat for breakfast that help us get a lot of energy and help boost our memory, you know, based off of scientific studies. So we'll definitely make another video, and once I have that, I'll also leave a link at the bottom for you guys, because as you guys know, we're only as great as the food and things that we put into our body, right? But that's it, guys. There's not much to it. I mean, just go get it. But what I would definitely recommend you guys do is get the study materials that I've given you. If you go into there not even knowing what to expect, you can't expect to do well. So prepare just like you're going to be preparing for your eventual nursing classes, and when you get into your actual career, prepare, study hard, study long, and put your all into it. All you can do is give it your all. So hope you guys liked the video, and I hope that you do well on your TEAS test. Until next time, peace out.